Representative Setzler to speak to the bill. Representative Setzler.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, and those in the anteroom and those that are in the balcony, I rise to do three things. I rise to demonstrate that there is rampant identity fraud in Georgia, perpetrated both by individuals and businesses, and that fraud is the specific responsibility of this General Assembly to address. Secondly, I plan to demonstrate that illegal workers are taking jobs from Georgians in our districts, in our home communities. Thirdly, I plan to demonstrate that public funds used in our schools and our public institutions are being channeled to illegal immigrants and to illegal businesses, and it's our job to address that. And lastly, I'll demonstrate that E-Verify works, and it was created by our federal government to address the issues we're addressing today. If the clerk would play the video, I'd like to share with you a 2-minute, 55-second video, and then, Mr. Speaker, I'd be glad to close and leave this to this august body.
Landmark legislation.
But 5 years later, some say the state law designed to deter illegal immigration has had little effect, especially in preventing illegal workers from getting taxpayer-funded construction jobs.
I-Team reporter Randy Travis says it's a problem that continues to grow brick by brick. Randy.
That's right, Amanda Russ. We use a lot of brick in Georgia, so the I-Team gave a hidden camera to a Mexican-born bricklayer who's now a naturalized American citizen. We wanted to know what happens when a company gets caught ignoring the law. From a high school in North Cobb to another in the state's biggest school district. They're laying brick big time, but taxpayers may not be so proud of the final result.
They're going for the cheapest man out there that'll work by the hour.
Jim George owns Do It Right Masonry in Cherokee County. It's easy to tell he and his crew are a proud bunch.
That's artwork. That's a masterpiece.
But these longtime Georgia bricklayers say they can't get steady work on government jobs anymore. They put the blame on cheap illegal immigrant labor.
Them admit to me, they ain't got no papers. Or you get a foreman that when you fill out your application, they make sure and tell the Mexicans have enough numbers down for your Social Security number. That ain't right.
It's not even supposed to be possible. Under Georgia law, anyone working for a taxpayer-funded construction project, like this one here at North Cobb High School, must first be cleared through E-Verify. That's a free federal government computer database that double-checks an employee's ID papers to make sure they can legally be working. But the I-Team caught some turning E-Verify into an E-joke. Do they ask for papers, we wanted to know at this construction site? No, he told us. No ID papers needed to get a job here, even though that's what the law requires. The I-Team gave a hidden camera to a Spanish-speaking member of Jobs for Georgians, a pro-labor group that advocates for the hiring of only legal workers. If you're looking for violators, they say start with the bricks.
If you go on any construction project, especially schoolwork, 85% of it's being done illegally.
He says companies try to get around the law by hiring illegal workers not as employees, but as independent contractors. In the trade, they're called 1099s. Following the money can be a challenge. At the North Cobb High School expansion site, the general contractor is Doster Construction. It subcontracted the masonry work to Artistic Enterprises of Lawrenceville, which in turn subbed out work to a company called Edgar Gonzalez Masonry. That's the people we met laying the bricks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the responsibility of this General Assembly to ensure that felony identity fraud, both by businesses and individuals, cannot thrive in this state. What you saw here on Fox 5 News is my high school. That is North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia, where public tax dollars and our Cobb SPLOST is funding these fraudulent businesses and illegal individuals. It is the responsibility of this General Assembly to deal with facts, not with fiction, and not with hyperbole. There's misuse of our tax dollars right before us, and I would argue with you, friends, it's our responsibility, not the federal government's responsibility, to deal with these kinds of things. That's exactly what House Bill 87 does. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I'll close. The E-Verify system is a powerful system that is opposed not because it doesn't work, but precisely because it does work. Friends, the federal government empowered us to have that system precisely to do these things. This is our job to fix, friends. And I would ask you to support HB 87 because there are specific state issues, not federal issues, that is the pure providence of the General Assembly. And I would ask this body to act unanimously and overwhelmingly in support of HB 87 for these reasons I've provided you today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the way.
The gentleman has yielded the well. Just for